And he pointed out, it's like, Israel, it was an act of God. It rained too much. And I looked at him and I said, you can't be blaming Mother Nature or an act of God when the basics are not covered. If we go by biblical standards, Noah had a flood, but he prepared. He built an ark. The city of Westlaco was not prepared, not by any means. But now we know that it doesn't take a hurricane to cause the damage that we lived through. It could be a simple rain. And the officials have that responsibility on their backs to push the management so that the management can then push the department heads to say, you know what, we need all these things in place right now, June 1st. It took 20 days after the start of storm season before we got hit. And yes, McAllen flooded, right? Mission flooded. But they didn't stay flooded for 7 days. Westlaco stayed flooded for many days. And that points to a problematic drainage system. And as we found out, is one that's not maintained. I was on call at the hospital when we saw the storm coming in. I said, hey, are we on diversion? Yes, and we're not gonna do any surgeries today. There's people having a hard time getting in. And this is early in the morning, a couple hours after the rain started. So I asked, can we evacuate if we need to? But not by ambulance. That's what I was told. The next morning, I see a lot of people walking in the streets, trying to get to their homes. The neighbors right across the street from me, they lost it all too. And this is a retired person, and I don't think they should be going through this, at this point in their life. So as I started going out there, it all started with my little trailer. I have a little trailer, and I said, well, maybe I can use my trailer and go and help out, help people clean or take. Then I started thinking, I said, about a week after, I said, where's everybody? When a week goes by and you don't hear from them, and I looked online, I said, when is going to be the next city hall meeting? Because a quarter of Westlaco got affected. That's 10,000 people. And I see that the meeting was canceled. So I questioned that, why was the meeting canceled? And I was told, no, Israel, you don't understand. The meeting was canceled months ago because of the 4th of July. The city threw a big 4th of July celebration party. And while 75% of the city was celebrating, a quarter of Westlaco was suffering. And as the elected officials got their time with their families they requested months before, there was other families in Westlaco that were spending time with each other, but tearing down sheetrock and taking out their wet belongings. About 2 weeks out after the flood, I was tired. We were not getting any traction from many volunteers. As I'm out there cleaning houses, and I'm frustrated, and I am tired, and I'm about to give up. And I walk into this house, I come across this one story of Mr. Rene Ayala, and he does not have arms or legs. He's out there tearing down his own walls. He would shovel with his shoulder, pick it up with his stump on the arm, and throw it in the wheelbarrow. He disappeared for a while. I was like, great, he's going to take a break. Let's go, guys. So we're tearing down walls. And I didn't see him for like 20 minutes. So I had a question for him, and I'm looking for him all over the house, and I find him in another room tearing down more walls. He was relentless. And I said, Rene, we're here to help. What are you doing? He says, no, Israel. This is my house, and I have to put my part. He drives to his neighbor's house, shows up, and then he's tearing down her walls. He's teaching her grandchildren how to do it. You see, this is a community coming together. And I admire him. His determination, his drive. That is what I want to teach my kids. What am I going to do if I quit today? I can't. I have to go on. I must go on. Once I found out all these connections and how things are working, and the compadrismo, the nepotism, the favoritism. The public works director is a very close friend of the mayor. And he utilized the mayor as a reference in his application for the process of getting his position. And now that's on the mayor. Positioning an unqualified person with such a critical job that affects so many because he's your friend, because he's your relative, or simply because he helped you put some signs on some yards while you ran, is wrong. He failed us. Not maintaining this drainage is a basic fundamental aspect of this. And if you ran on that platform of drainage, we have to question what happened and hold those people accountable. And the mayor didn't have the courage to call out his friend and say, why didn't you do right? We have to make him accountable. It's on the mayor. By positioning people that you are friends with who are not qualified and you can't justify their qualifications, then the people will rise. There is a process, but it takes everybody to keep them accountable. Blind loyalties get us to this position. When you follow someone just because of association and don't question their qualifications, that is dangerous. I've been asked if I have any political affiliations, and I do not. My political understanding of the city before the flood was when I would go vote, I park and I see a parking lot full of people requesting your vote. Vote for my cousin, vote for my friend, he's the best. So I questioned, I said, why is it that come election time, elected officials have the capacity to move the masses for the sole purpose of getting a vote? But come disaster time, they lose that ability. What changes? So as far as the backlash, it's come, but I am so blessed that there is a lot of support. There has been plenty of support from the community because they have seen what we have been doing. And I welcome that backlash because it creates a dialogue. And we can start working from here forward and getting solutions and demanding results.
And my last question for you is, why are you personally so invested?
Some people think I flooded. I didn't. I have two properties. I have one now in Mercedes and one in Westlaco. Neither of them flooded. Some people have asked me, are you going to run? Do you want to run? I don't. I don't want to run. If I don't do anything today, a thing, when I'm 80, my kids are going to have to help me move my wet stuff out, tear down my sheetrock. I don't want that. So that's why I'm so invested into this. Because this time you may not have flooded, but in the direction we're going, you're going to flood next. I feel there are many qualified people that can run a city. They just have to care, and they have to represent the people that elected them. And I know that many people have questions to, why are you stepping away from helping people? And we're not. We're still very much involved in helping. Somebody called it a shift. I call it an addition to what we're doing with the community and helping, to now making the elected officials accountable and getting involved with the political aspect of this movement. But we cannot achieve our goal of making Westlaco drain again without getting involved in the politics. We're still working with recovery. We have a saying that our currency is kindness, and it's been proven true time after time. And we're asking the community to reach out and say, I can donate a piece of wood, 1 2x4. I can donate a box of nails. And I'm calling out the community to go to Make Westlaco Drain Again and join us and help a neighbor. Make it a selfless Saturday, make it a selfless Sunday, and join us.